Before our varsity game tonight, we'd like to recognize a very special group of young men and women. The special group we are recognizing is our 2013 and 2014 back-to-back state championship teams. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years since this group was out here playing and cheering and giving this community a sense of pride, togetherness, and giving us all fond memories we will cherish forever. Let's first recognize our 2013 team and cheerleaders. First, our cheerleaders, if you wouldn't mind my Dutch name, you can walk on out. Kate Bosbach Schwartz, Sheridan Roberts, Chelsea Williams Hutter, Ashton Lunsford Dyer, Carly Spurlin Lyra, Erica Carmen Reed, Kaylee McGinn Shelton, Whitney Simon Bowling, Manager Liz Shields. Our players for 2013, Shane Claver, Sean Sellers, Ryan Welch, Tom Morris, Bryant McIntosh, Macy Holdsworth, Ty Fleetwood, Colin Whitney, Brad Wilson, Riley Blue, Drew Foster, and Tyler Bertram. Our coaches for 2013, our 9th grade coaches, Scott Ferguson and Dave Lawrence. Our JV coach, Jason Simpson. Assistant coach, Scott McIntosh. And varsity assistant, Scott Holdsworth. Let's give them a round of applause. Our 2014 team, which we're going to have some repeats, I understand. First, our cheerleaders, Joe Beauty, Curtis Cronin, Thomas Stevens, Jacob Meyer, Damian Rigby. Females, Kaylee Butler Copy, Sydney Johnson, Emily Talent, Grace Twainer Brown, Molly McClure, Macy Kaiser Whitby, Deanna Phillips, Kate Bosbach Schwartz, Brittany Simon Bowling, Heidi Wolford, Rebecca Cadell, Brooke Thomas Hawker, Emily Herbert Keppel, Kirsten Hess, India Rubel Blackridge, our cheerleading sponsor, Carol Davis, our managers that year, Reed McClintock, Travis Nobby, and Avery Thomas. Our players, Peyton Buning, Drew Foster, Riley Berger, Ryan Welch, Tom Lawrence, Kevin Bieber, Macy Holdsworth, Colin Rigney, Bryce Bennett, Bryant McIntosh, Sean Sellers, Ty Fleetwood, and Brad Wilson. Maybe the most important guy out of this whole bunch was our bus driver, Bill Pratt. Bill? Bill promises he's going to write a book in the 2 years that he was driving the bus. And he's going to continue to drive the bus this year for me. Our coaches for 2014 were the very same as 2013. Before I go through some of their 2-year accomplishments with this team, I will say there are not many people who can honestly say they've accomplished their boyhood dreams and goals. The guys standing here have accomplished what every little boy in Indiana that plays basketball dreams of. They did it for 2 years. It was not much in Indiana high school basketball that this group didn't accomplish. To go through a few of them. And I'm going to leave out a lot. These are just highlighted things from 2 years. They had a 2-year record of 54-2. They had 2 conference championships, 2 sectional titles, 2 regional titles, 2 semi-state titles. They beat North Central at the Southport Shootout. They were the 2014 Hall of Fame champions. They had 3 Indiana All-Stars, a Trester Award winner, 8 players that went on to play a collegiate sport, not necessarily basketball, but a collegiate sport. They had many team and individual state recognizable records, such as team 3-point percentage, free throw percentage, games won, margin of victory. There was a lot, just to name a few of them. And last but not least, they had 2 back-to-back state championships. Give them a round. For 2 days on the accomplishments of these guys, but I wanted to reflect back a little bit to highlight a couple of things that I feel that made this group so successful in the things that they did. Number 1 was talent. They're obviously a very, very talented group, and you got to have talent to win, and this group has it. As I mentioned earlier, they had 8 athletes that went on to play a college sport. Number 2 is unselfishness. All these guys could have averaged more points. They could have transferred somewhere. They could have started. If they played on different teams, they would have played more. But none of that mattered. There was one thing that mattered, and that was winning. And they sacrificed a lot of personal glory for team success. Number 3 was the ability to make working hard fun. They knew it was time to work, and knew it was time to be a little bit laid back. No one sitting in here was able to see the hard work that they put in practice, after practice, during the off season. There were many nights we had home practice. If you'd have driven by the main gym, 2 of them would have been in here shooting a little bit more. What you did get to see was the end result of their hard work, and that was a lot of wins. To give a few examples of them working hard and then knowing when to have some fun was we were playing East Central. Coach David Disbro was the head coach of East Central. It was before the JV game, so the varsity guys were warming up. East Central's varsity guys were sitting over here eating popcorn, drinking some Coke. We had 4 or 5 guys with headphones on, going through ball game drills, shooting drills, and Coach Disbro goes, "That's why you guys are really, really good." On the flip side of that same year, we're playing South Decatur, and Coach Tom Black was our coach. He's principal of East Central now, and before JV game, Coach Black is sitting over there, and he's looking really upset. So I walk over and say, "Coach, what's happening?" He goes, "Look at my guys out there. They're not even jump stopping in the warm-up lines. We got Tyler Burchuk and Rick taking half-court hook shots that hit it. Cheerleader walking by, we had to go get ice." So that really tells you the difference in the 2. 4th is the ability to prepare and understand how important it was to prepare. These guys took scouting reports to heart, except Rick, and he put in the green, and he couldn't force a guy to go right. And they executed to the best of their abilities. They trusted the coaches to do their jobs and each other to execute the game plan. One of the things, their 2nd year winning the state, we played Bowman Academy in the state championship, which was one team that was more athletic than we were. That week of practice was probably the hardest week of practice these guys have been through. We never let up on it. It was one of those, we had 8 guys versus 5. And those were just some things of the importance of understanding the preparedness. And when we actually played the game, it was like we just took practice 3 days in a row and put it on in the game. Like we executed so well. You guys were there and able to watch that. Number 5 is the ability to fight through adversity and never allowing the moment to be too big. In their 2-year tournament run, they were 14-0. 14-0, it's 3 sectional games, 2 regional games, semi-state, and state. During that time, they never faltered. We've all watched basketball, if it's college, or it's pro, if it's high school. team has a back shooting night, they're knocked out of the tournament when it's one and done. Everybody tightens up a little bit when it's one and done. And it's amazing, they went through a 14-game stretch against the best competition in the state, and they never faltered. And some of that is luck, where we don't have injuries, something of that nature. But on their biggest stage, they never faltered. You don't see that too often with a group of high school kids. Number 6 is friendships. These guys are lifelong friends outside of just basketball. I've never believed in the saying that you don't need to be friends, you just need to play well together. I think that both go hand in hand. And if you look at their entire lives spending together, the Holdsworths, the Whitneys, I know they spent a lot of time in these guys' basements, and that's what made them very successful as well. Number 7 was the ability to not let distractions get in the way of team goals. For 2 years, these guys are always being pulled at. They're being pulled at by such things as the media, college coaches, interviews, and the fact that they were getting every team's best shot when we played. Coach Holdsworth and I would often talk about, how many times these guys played in front of a packed gym, or the TV was on, or the little girl from Fox 59 was interviewing, and they could keep reminding and keep pace with everything. Probably the biggest obstacle for these guys was going into the state tournament. That week it was crazy, let alone that all the moms were going to fix goodie bags for them and go out to eat every single night. But 3 days, you go up to Indy. If you do the calculations, that doesn't give you much time to get back here and go to work. And there's a ton of distractions, but they never let it bother them, and they continue to win. Last is understanding of success off the floor. These guys understood the importance of striving for excellence on and off the court. You never had to worry about things like grades, community relationships. And then speaking of community relationships, is Dawn's story here, sitting here tonight, anywhere? Dawn, these guys I know every Saturday after walkthrough to come to Stories and eat breakfast. And you may want to go find Tom Hunter to get reimbursed for all the free meals you can get to get out to these guys. But a big shout out, thank you to them. There's no surprise after 10 years after graduation, you're staring at a group of very successful young adults who made us all very, very proud. And I know I've said it time and time again, but I appreciate and I thank you guys for allowing me to coach you during this tremendous run. In conclusion, all of us want to thank you for what you've given to this basketball program, this school, and this community. One last time, big round of